Welcome to We Are Soccer, the show that talks about pro soccer, youth soccer, and everything in between. I'm your host, Craig Hearn. All right, lots to talk about today. So much soccer happening as the Bundesliga, the EPL, and all the domestic leagues are getting back into action after being off for international break. Specifically today, we're going to be chatting about Pepe to the rescue, Ronaldo's first game back at Man United, goals of the week, and a lot more. We've got it all in this week's edition of We Are Soccer, so be sure to stick around for the entire show. And just like that, our good friend Nate is back. Nate, how are you, buddy? Doing all right?
Hi. I'm doing great.
You were off last week for vacation? You enjoyed your vacation?
Yeah, it was good. It was good. You know, it was up north. There was trees.
Sounds exciting.
Wilderness.
Sounds very exciting.
Very northy.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah.
Well, I'm thankful it wasn't a paid vacation. All right. Right off the bat, we're going to do some quick shout-outs. Shout out to Tiffany Spano and her Michigan United over 40 women's team as they went and became national champions and the first team from Michigan to do so. Tiff, congratulations. Sorry I missed you on a shout out last week. Very much appreciate your support. Shout out to Patty and Emma, longtime friends of the show, all the way over in Leeds, England. They are getting married today. I know they're not going to be watching right now because they're probably right in the middle of the ceremony and all that.
It could be. You never know.
I would hope. Maybe they're streaming it at
Maybe
the wedding.
it's live.
Yeah,
it's over. You know, for the wedding guests.
I love it. Well, hopefully. If
Yeah,
not,
maybe.
we'll talk to them later. So congrats, Patty and Emma there. Shout out to my wife. It's actually our anniversary today. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I want to make sure she's happy and had to give her a shout out. So thanks, honey. Appreciate you putting up with all my crap.
How much breakfast are you going to make for her today, tomorrow, dinner?
Yeah, I don't cook food. That's not my thing.
You don't have to. You order it, and then
that's a good point.
And then you put it in the dishes, and then you go, "Look what I made," they go, "Wow, that looks like Chipotle or Domino's or whatever," and you're like, "Yeah."
We're going out to dinner tonight, so that's the best I can do.
Well, you know, good enough.
Just a nice dinner. We'll see, like we do every year.
Could be better than actually making the food.
Absolutely. No one's going to get sick. Let's jump right in. We're going to go to World Soccer News, brought to you by Tim Merritt and Ross Mortgage. If you're looking for a new mortgage or you're looking to refinance, be sure to call Tim Merritt at Ross Mortgage. All right, Pepe to the rescue. U.S. men's national team played the third game in the World Cup qualifiers this past week. They had 3 games in 8 days like most teams. Let's start off real quick with the first 2 games. We had a 0-0 draw at El Salvador. Bad lineup, in my opinion. Bad tactics. In my opinion, that kind of falls on Greg Berhalter. Then, U.S. men's team came home to Canada. They came home to play Canada here in the U.S. John Brooks did not play well. There was a mistake or two there. It led to a 1-1 draw. The U.S. then had to visit Honduras this past week, and they called up the young 18-year-old Ricardo Pepi. He's been on fire in the MLS for FC Dallas. He 2 weeks ago made a decision to play for the U.S. men's national team over Mexico, as his parents and grandparents were born in Mexico, so he could have played there, but he decided to play here in the U.S., his country of birth, and thank goodness he did, because he came to the rescue for Greg Berhalter and the entire U.S. nation, in my opinion. Down 1-0 at halftime in Honduras, hostile environment. It was probably the worst 45 minutes of soccer I've seen the U.S. men's national team play in a long time.
It was bad. It was not much to write home about when you have a bunch of former U.S. National team players who generally speak positive about a team sitting at halftime just kind of staring at each other going, yeah, this ain't good. And we don't have anything good to say.
I believe you are referring to Nguchi Onyewu, Charlie Davis, and Clint Dempsey, who at halftime and at the end of the game were in the studio talking. And you are correct. Before the game started, they're all very positive, thinking this is gonna be the game. This is gonna be it. And then that first 45 minutes, in my opinion, wrong lineup, wrong people, wrong tactics, everything, and it showed. A mistake again by John Brooks, the very capable and good defender. John Brooks makes another mistake.
I'm not sure if it was exactly the wrong lineup. You know, again, not being sitting in the locker room and hearing Greg Berhalter and what he wanted to do in as far as that formation was concerned, it's hard to judge what they were trying to go for. But what I thought I saw was trying to push forward with wingbacks with 3 forwards to score a lot of goals. Now, that's what I think they wanted to do, and it just fell apart. You could make the argument, well, they never really rolled with that before. Why do it now? All right, okay. But when you have 2 draws in a row and you're struggling for goals, you got to try to do something. So I commend him for trying to change something up, and when it didn't work, I also commend him for then fixing it, which is not something that he did before in the past. So I don't think it was with your personnel. I don't think you can't do that. I just think it wasn't working for whatever reason. Either just because of what Honduras was doing, or the team couldn't react to it.
Sure. I think he had the wrong personnel in there, and it immediately showed at halftime. Greg Berhalter pretty much admitted to his mistake, right? I mean, when you make 3 changes at halftime and change your formation, you admit to, this didn't work, we got to switch something up. He also realized that he was down 1-0 in the third. I mean, a lot of people expected in the third game for us, the U.S. men's national team, to be going, all right, we're on our way, we're going to be getting 9 points here. We got a single point from the first game, a single point from the second game. The third game pretty much became a must-win game, and I know there are 14 games in World Cup qualifying, and we were only 3 games in. I get that. You know, it's a marathon, not a sprint, but you need points, especially in CONCACAF, where it's not easy. And sure, no one else had pulled away, but you needed points. Right. So at halftime, Berhalter admitted his mistake. He made three substitutes and came on and switched formations and really went at it. Before we talk about that, I want to say something that a lot of people haven't mentioned. Not a lot of people are talking about Honduras making 3 changes at the half.
Yeah.
Honduras made 3 subs at the half because their coach has been under a little bit of pressure, and he decided, hey, we're up 1-0. Let's go for this. Let's really give it a shot and see if we can beat these Americans. And he changed the formation, and he really started to get his team he tried to get his team to come up through the wings and really get up and get into that space. And unfortunately, left a lot of space behind them, which America then was able to take advantage of.
And I believe the starting lineup was almost entirely different, at least if I heard it right, than what they played before against the other teams leading up to this. So he tried something as well different in the beginning going into this USA game. And yeah, I mean, I commend Berhalter for once, because he hasn't really done it much, or he failed to do it in the past, saying, yeah, this isn't working, we need to switch things up. And even getting the result after losing your best player on the team midway through the second half, and still adjusting and still playing and scoring and going forward, bringing on Cristiano Ronaldo, but not playing him in the same spot as Pulisic, putting Ayres in there, and then really kind of just continue marching forward in spite of losing your best player.
There was some surprises in the lineups. I know at first when the lineups came out, you and I were discussing Jamie Sands being in the middle. Jamie Sands playing in the middle right alongside Kellen Acosta, which both of those, in my opinion, are defensive mids, and they sit back. And that opened up a lot of space between the front 3 and our mids. So that was unique. We quickly changed that up at halftime. Those 2 stayed there, but we changed up the formation. I'm not sure that Greg Berhalter 100% knows his best team yet, Nate. I think he's still trying to figure it out. Yeah. I think he's getting closer. I don't know if we will see John Brooks in the starting lineup for the next couple of matches when we come back in October to do more World Cup qualifying.
And, I mean, we've talked about this. I have a problem with that because, and everyone goes, oh, he's been bad. Brooks is a world-class defender. He's a starting center back for a team that's top of the table in Europe right now that doesn't let in a lot of goals and plays very well. and is considered one of the better center backs in the Bundesliga. So you're basically saying you don't have room for a top-level center back that's performing well everywhere but your team. Why?
Maybe.
And I draw a question to that. I mean, I get it. There was issues, and he stumbled. Okay, but there's no way you can't bring him back into this team.
I think you keep him in the. I think you keep him in the roster. But whether he starts, I don't know. It seems to be a little bit of a mental issue, and I will agree. He has been one of the best defenders in the Bundesliga as a center back for the last 2, 3, 4 years. Yeah. He has been really good. Right now, though, there's a block. There seems to be a U.S. men's block in his head. So maybe it's just time to, when he comes back into camp in October, sit on the bench, watch, reset, and then when we're ready to get him back in, we get him back in. One thing I do want to chat about real quick is some of the people we were missing for that Honduras game. Serginho Dest went down with an injury, and Weston McKennie breaking protocols twice. Once he left what we'll call the bubble, the hotel. He left the hotel, and the second time he let someone into the bubble, into his hotel room. There's a lot of rumors out there.
There's a third protocol he might have broke.
Well,
the bro protocol.
The bro protocol. And I don't know if we'll go into that specifically, but yes, I'm sorry, this is not acceptable. This is absolutely not acceptable from a top-level player who doesn't... one of the best players in the world right now. One of the best players that we have right now, and he's doing stuff like this in the middle of World Cup qualifying. Someone needs to remind this kid that we didn't make the World Cup in 2018. This is important. You just tied 2 games that everybody in the world thought you were going to win or should win, and now you're doing what you've got a week. You've got a week to just chill, man. Be with your teammates.
I mean, he's done this before. So, yeah. and this is the problem. And he did it at Juventus. And it's not like these protocols are new. It's not like, oh, I didn't know because this is brand new. No, you have this in Juventus. You have this, in the States. The same protocols were effective when he was 2-3 months ago when he was here for the Nations League.
Yep,
it's not really new. So you knowingly did something that you knew you weren't supposed to do, and I mean, if you're in any other type of team, college, whatever, you're done.
Yeah,
you're done. So I'm hoping he's not done because I like him as a player. I'm hoping that the other report, if you don't want to get into it, we won't, but the rumored of who he let in, I'm hoping is not true because that's just kind of messed up. I mean, I get it, but I get it as in consenting adults, whatever. But at the same time, it's kind of like, really? Anyone else? You really got to do that now? You really got to, you really got to stir that pot. You really got to.
It's a week, man. Just take a week.
You really got to do that.
Take a week.
You can't,
focus on the games.
And it's selfish. It's selfish. And it screams. It screams to a character flaw. You know what I mean? Because at that moment, let's take out the rumor. Let's just say he was going out, whatever. Just for a bender, okay? You're gonna put that in front of your team. You've been in important games before. You've done things like that, or not done things like that, but been in games, important tournaments and stuff like that. You don't do that.
Right.
You don't do that. So it's unless you're selfish, and quite frankly, I look at it as a character thing, and that speaks volumes to who he is right now, and hopefully he can change. And I like him.
100% agree. I think it's little bit of a character flaw we're finding out about Weston McKennie. Here's the even more messed up thing. Rumors are that Juventus are about to offer him a new 5-year contract, and he's going to be starting today. Now, he didn't break protocols recently for Juventus. Obviously, this was for the U.S. men's national team. This was not for Juventus. He did break protocols for Juventus back in March. He was fined and suspended there for a week. But on the heels of this, breaking 2 protocols with the U.S. men's national team, he was told to fly back to Italy. He flew back to Italy, and subsequently will be rewarded with a new 5-year contract and a starting position in his game today. It's not going to... I don't know. Anyway, we could go on all day about Weston McKennie. I know There's a lot of reporters know the story 100%, and they're not giving it up. Landon Donovan was on a podcast this week saying that he thought it was one of the most disgusting things he's seen happen within the camp. And if the rumors are true, I got
there's enough smoke for the rumors to kind of be true. I mean, I always go with if there's some type of like enough smoke like that, there's got to be some type of kindling of fire, whether it's 100% exactly how it went down or something close to it. There's something there. You know what I mean? There's something there.
Well,
and the question is because you got qualifying coming up in October, so is he coming back or is he replaced? And I don't think we're seeing him.
I think he comes back. I think they bring him back
in October.
Yeah, I think they're
a month later.
Yeah, I think they will.
A month later, time heals that quickly.
Well, I got to be honest. We had some people step up in his absence and do really well. So maybe not based on that.
You're also playing Mexico. Yeesh.
Yeah, I don't know which side you're arguing here, Nate, but
I'm just throwing it out there. I'm asking a question. Does time really? I mean,
I don't know if it's enough time, but I think they bring him back. They bring him back. Yeah, he's one of the top players in the world.
Even if it messes up your chemistry, even if Pulisic is there.
Okay, so we might as well go ahead and say the rumor. The rumor is, if nobody knows, if you don't know, the rumor is
he had a private training session with Christian Pulisic's sister in a hotel room. Yeah,
in the hotel room. So
the door shut, and who knows? Either they were talking tactics or matching the X's and O's.
Yes.
But yeah,
that is the rumor. As I said, there's a lot of media out there that know what's going on, and they're not saying. Well, for like not media, people who are close to the U.S. men's national team who know what's going on, like Landon Donovan, and they are not saying it, but we can assume that is it or something along those lines. I still think you bring him back. I still think you bring Weston McKennie back because he is one of the best players you have. But you have to make sure that this can't happen again. Because if it happens again, then it's kind of over, donezo.
I think you can bring him back if Pulisic's okay with it.
I don't know if you can leave it up to a player like that.
You have to, because at the end of the day, that's the locker room that these two guys are going to share with the same players, right? So if one of them's not okay with it, I think you're toxifying the group. But if the other one said, "Yeah, you know what, talked it over with whatever, and it is what it is, and I'm cool with it," you know, it was messed up, caught me by surprise, I was pissed, because that's the other rumor is that I read is that he kind of requested him to go.
I've heard that rumor too. I can't
verify it, but yeah,
right.
I mean, who knows? Maybe did, maybe didn't, and it depends on it depends on what happened and how it went down, right?
Yep.
So you know, there's a bunch of speculations, but let's take the route that he requested him to go, and he's not okay with it. I don't know how you bring him back. I don't know how those two can coexist, right?
Yeah, and they're two of the best players, so they got to figure it out.
And then the other aspect of, let's say, pretend that didn't happen, and it's all, you know, whatever, hearsay, and he was just ordering Chipotle or something because he's on that Chipotle commercial. That's the only reason I bring it up. But let's just say he just broke protocol, right?
Yep.
As a coach, how long do you let that go? Because then that's the other aspect. Is take all the scrupulous stuff out. You're a coach. You have protocols. He knew what he was supposed to do. He knowingly defied it. He basically, went, I don't care about my team because I'm going to go on a bender or whatever it was, and with no good reason, and snubbed the nose at your coaching staff and you, because that's not a FIFA rule. That's not a CONCACAF rule. That is your rule as a coaching staff. And he basically said, yeah, I don't really care, and I'm going to do what I want. So how long does that take to get over? Because that's a tough one, too.
That is a tough one. That's a tough one. I can't answer.
Because if you can't trust a player to follow simple instructions, how are you going to trust them you broke a trust.
Yep. Well, he's not the first player in the world to go against the rules of a team. So we'll see what happens, what Greg Berhalter does there. I want to give a quick shout-out to some of the guys watching right now. So we got Brent and the Thundercats team. Thanks for watching. Brent just sent me a picture of his big screen TV with us on it.
Wow.
Kind of cool. And then a big hello to everybody on Twitter as well. We got quite a few people watching, Nate. Oh, good morning to Stephen Aversa. Happy Saturday morning. We're starting up. I know he's a huge Leicester City fan.
But why?
I don't know why he supports Leicester. We'll have to ask him.
Oh.
I'd like to know. That's going to be a question we're going to start asking people. How did
why?
Why? But why?
But why?
How did you come about supporting the team you support? You obviously know our stories about how we support those teams, but we're going to start asking those in our Facebook and Twitter groups.
That was actually asked to me when I was in Germany, and I was training with Mur, and someone goes, "You like Stuttgart?" I went, "Yeah." But why? It was like, they're like, "We're from here. We have to watch this shitty team. Why are you watching it?" I'm like, "Well, I live here now." They're like, "But you could pick any other team." And I'm like, "But I don't live anywhere else."
It works.
Yeah.
Well, let's quickly chat about. We'll finish up this U.S. men's national team. Let's quickly finish with America. USA did go on to win that Honduras game 4-1. What a second half it was. Pepe to the rescue. I mean, we swapped up. As we talked about, substitutions were made. We changed up the tactics. There was a lot more space for the U.S. to get into. The first goal, Pulisic goes on a nice run from the mid all the way through, knocks the ball out wide right, gets chipped in from Yedlin, and Pepe kind of makes a little bit of I don't want to say a mess, but takes the defenders, ball bounces around, Robinson puts it in the far post. Mm-hmm. Very nice goal. And from that point on, you could tell the USA had nothing in mind except for going for more goals, and it certainly happened. And I tell you what, that goal that Pepe popped up in the box, the game-winning goal, the second goal of the U.S. men's team, wow, what a goal. I've watched the replay several times. He takes a touch of the ball goes out wide, he gets tripped up, he falls down, he gets up, as he gets into the box, he slows down and lets the defender keep going. Just creates a little bit of room for himself just by slowing down. And all of a sudden the ball gets whipped in, and he's wide open, and there's a header. A brilliant finish. I mean, he was involved in all 4 goals. Then he had the assist on the 3rd goal. And on the 4th goal, he took a great shot to the back post. Goalie saved it. And there was Sebastian Lletget to put the ball in the back of the net. 4-1 USA. Pepe, man of the hour. After the game, I watched an interview with him where he was on the field, and the U.S. men's team were walking out behind him. They're all patting him on the back, shouting his name. You can see the love that these guys have for him and what he did. Nate, I'll ask you, did Pepe save Greg Berhalter's job? Was Greg Berhalter's job on the line if they had lost or drawn that game in Honduras?
No one's going to like this comment, but no, I don't think it was. And the only reason why is because, you know, so if you lose, you draw, it's not good. But then the question is do you go to panic mode? Because 4 years ago, panic mode with one Jurgen Klinsmann, when they just fired him and then brought in Bruce Arena, really didn't work, did it? So it's kind of like, did you learn your lesson, or are you going to let this guy finish? And I think, I hate to say it because we're not out of the woods yet. It's not like, you know, it's nice. We're getting a little bit of separation, but a bad stretch of games. This next 3 hopefully won't be. You got Mexico, Jamaica, Costa Rica. Jamaica, Costa Rica are at the bottom. They're in trouble. Hopefully you win those 2 games, but I always say playing a team at the bottom that is scratching and clawing to win, you know, you set yourself up for an upset that could happen. I think we're stuck with Berhalter. I hate to use the word stuck because I don't think he's that bad, but you're with him. You're with him to the end at this point, in my opinion. You don't have anyone better who you can just pull right in that I know of, and you did that once, and it totally blew up in your face because they panicked when Klinsmann went 0-2 against Costa Rica and Mexico. One of those games he was expected to lose because at that year Costa Rica was really good and they were playing away, and Mexico just kind of beat you up a bit at home, you know, and then that's when they went, uh-oh.
Well,
they fired him.
I'm going to agree with you. I think he might have been on the hot seat for a little bit if they had tied or drawn that game, but I want to give you guys some stats real quick. So Greg Berhalter stats. He's on a 12-game unbeaten streak.
Triple G.
17-game CONCACAF unbeaten streak.
Yep.
He's won 2 trophies this summer, Gold Cup and Nations League. 71% win rate so far. That's the best in U.S. history. He's got a plus 63 goal difference in 38 games, best in U.S. history. 2.34 goals per game, best in U.S. history. And a .66 goals against per game, best in U.S. history. So, no, I don't think he was going to get fired. Was the seat going to be a little hot?
It's going to be uncomfortable.
I think from the bosses, the bosses above the federation probably would not be happy with those results if you come away with 3 draws. So there was something there to it. I do want to quickly let everybody know, if they didn't already, that Pepe was the 2nd youngest American to play in a World Cup qualifying game. He was 18 years old, 242 days.
Yeah. And listen, I mean, some of these stats, if you look at some of these and, you look at your win rate and percentage and stuff, they're friendlies against some teams that... But, the Conflict streak and the 2 trophies, you can't deny that. Berhalter has his faults.
Yeah.
And... Canada, Canada team, Canada coach somehow has his number and can tell you exactly how to beat him, and that's not good. But the one thing I do see is a guy kind of growing into the job and getting better. And there's some really nice things he has done. All the new players he has brought in, giving Pepe a chance. That's a tough one. You can look back and say, yeah, great idea, but you had no idea if that was going to work. And he's done some great stuff for the national team. Is he the best there is in the guy? Nah, I don't think so. But I think it's warranted enough for him to at least stay in the job that he has until the end to see what happens.
I agree. I think he's growing into the job. I think he's doing a really good job as he's coming along. And you and I both agreed that over the Gold Cup, he did the right thing. He brought in a bunch of MLS players.
I think it was 42 new players that has come in
and
under
I think
him.
He's doing a great job. But again, the seat would have been a little hot if he'd gotten 3 points out of 3 very winnable games, in my opinion.
Don't get me wrong, and I'm not happy. Like people, you would have been happy if they lost and tied out. No, I'm not happy we tied El Salvador. I'm not happy we tied Canada. But heard Dempsey talk about El Salvador during his qualifying campaign, and he openly admitted that they never won away at El Salvador.
Don't get me started on Dempsey. I am not a Dempsey fan.
He's got a rap video.
Oh, God, he is terrible. All right, I'm going to give you... Let's jump...
Have you heard the rap video? I sent you the rap video.
You sent me the rap video. I listened
to it when I was coming up here.
Like, no, I'm
it's
done.
Awesome.
Oh, my Lord.
He's streaking down the middle, going at defenders.
I'm going to give you a stat here. Are you on the Pepe hype train?
I mean, it's hard not to be.
And I'm going to give you a stat that's going to tell you why you need to be. When trailing at halftime in World Cup qualifying games without Pepe, the U.S. men's national team is 133-6.
Okay, wait a minute.
They've come back to win one time.
Hold on.
They've lost 33 and tied 6. All right, with Pepe, while trailing at halftime in a World Cup qualifying game, they are now 1-0-0. I'm just saying.
So you did it the one time? That's like 2 weeks ago when I scored and we had a new center back. I said, this guy should play all the time because I score 100% of the games that he shows up at. Hey. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Go with
Pepe's
it until
good.
It fails. Don't
he definitely earned himself a start. I think Sargent, even though I like Sargent, I think Sargent has not performed well in multiple games. Not even outside of this tournament, going into the Nations League and stuff. He was struggling there. He is really, he is not. His form is not good right now, at least for the national team. So yeah, sure, I would put Pepe in over him. Absolutely. Is he the savior, the guy to go forward, automatic start? I don't know. We'll see. He could be. But you got to show me more than just one game, I think.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, we got more qualifiers coming up in October, Nate. And we'll see how we go there.
I would start him against Mexico.
I would.
I would.
I would.
I'd also bring in DK to start kind of alongside him to just throw people around.
I don't know if you can have two guys that are so similar next to each other in a starting lineup, but
I think DK is about 8 pounds heavier than him. I don't know about similar.
I think he might be 80 pounds heavier.
1 million pounds heavier.
Let's jump on to some other big news that happened in the
I'm
past week. So this kind of blew my mind, the Brazil and Argentina fiasco. Oh, my word. If you guys didn't see this, if you haven't seen it, you must be living under a rock or something. But Argentina were in Brazil for their World Cup qualifying game. And because some of their players, some of the Argentinian players, came from the UK, from England specifically, you have to quarantine. When you fly from that country, you have to quarantine in Argentina or in Brazil, for a couple days. I think it's 5-6 days, whatever it may be, and then you can go out and do what you want and play. 6 minutes into the game in Brazil, health officials came onto the field and stopped the game, pulling 3 players: Lo Celso, Martinez, Emi Martinez, and one other player off the field, and saying they weren't allowed to play. I'll give you a quick quote. Messi, this is from Messi, who is the Argentina captain. "We have been here for 3 days now. Were you guys waiting for the game to start to come on and do this? Why didn't you say anything before?" That is what he said to the health officials, and said, "We've been here for 3 days. Why all of a sudden did it take you till now, 6 minutes into the game, a World Cup qualifying game, which is a very important game? What the hell happened?" So, Nate, before we get your thoughts on this, I want to kind of go down a little bit of a rabbit hole if we could. I've seen a lot of people this week blaming the players. Well, you should have known that when you're flying from England to Brazil that you quarantine, and the health this and the health that. And players, this is on the players. This isn't on anybody else. No, this is not on the players. 100% not on the players. And here's why. I'm going to give you an example. When a player, let's just say Emiliano Martinez, who plays for Aston Villa, was released by his club and allowed to fly to Brazil for this game. He takes his passport from the club. He shows up at the airport, probably Heathrow in London, and there's a guy there from the Argentina Federation. Martinez hands his passport to the guy. Martinez literally has nothing but the clothes on his back, his cell phone, and his wallet. That is it. This is a business trip for that man. I'm not kidding. This is how this stuff works.
Not even headphones?
To be honest, the guy who greets him, probably has headphones for him.
Oh, okay.
Probably has a battery pack for him, and his favorite drink and his favorite snack for the plane. The handler sees him onto the plane, may even travel with him. Flight happens, overnight flight. He's on first class, so he can get some sleep if he needs to. When he arrives in Brazil, who's there? Another handler from the Argentinian Soccer Federation. Passport is handed over. He doesn't touch his passport because they don't want him losing it. He is a multi-million-dollar machine who they need to have play in their game. He literally is bussed, or in a nice black car, taken to the hotel where everything is provided for him. And when I say everything, socks, underwear, his favorite shaving gel, his favorite snacks, everything. Another cell phone battery, more headphones. They don't want this man thinking about anything except for soccer. So you're telling me, with handlers who do everything for you and a team that does everything for you, this falls on the players? They want their players focused on the games at hand. And the same thing happens, by the way, when he goes back. Handler from the Federation takes him to the airport, hands over passport, he flies back, and when he gets to London, handler again picks him up, black car, takes him back to his house. Same thing. These clubs, these nations, the nations teams, they don't want their players thinking about anything but the game. So tell me again, how is this the players' fault? This is 100% on the Argentinian Federation and how they should have known the COVID protocols and all that. So I think it came out this week that those players will not be suspended. Those players will not face any punishment. We will see how it goes from there. But one hell of a fiasco with two of the biggest teams in the world in a very large game, a World Cup qualifying game. So that game had to be suspended, and I don't know when it's going to be replayed. That was a lot of talking by me, Nate.
Hey, just, you were going. I was just kind of listening. But I agree with you. I mean, I'll take it even outside the handlers. You got medical staff, you got trainers, you got, there's a litany of people in charge of paperwork and things like this. That I put it this way. When I go coach, small end, go coach, ref comes up to me, hey, I need your player cards. That's my manager over there. You know what I mean? Because I'm focused on what I have to do, and they got the stuff, and they go, yeah, here's all the paperwork. Take that, magnify it by 1 billion, and that's what I'm talking about here. You have individuals and staff and all this stuff. Apparently, from what I understand, is that there was a mix-up between understanding of protocols, and that's how it got here. And honestly, with all the different conflicting things that are going on with all this stuff, I'm surprised this is the first time it actually kind of happened, right? Now, unfortunately, it's a big game and this and that. Okay, but with, you can even go back to the Euro Cup, how different stadiums were running and operating in different ways in different countries were doing different things. So there's the problem is there really is not a standard with this stuff, and when there isn't a standard, then you got teams or team officials, not players, team officials, hoping that or expecting to mark what they believe they're doing, and sometimes stuff slips.
Yeah.
Or it was a giant conspiracy. Dun, dun,
it
dun!
Sounds like it was a conspiracy because they waited 6 minutes into the game. And as Messi said, you guys are waiting for the game to start? Were you waiting for this to happen? Are you trying to make an example because this is bad?
Or they just realized within that 6 minutes, oops, we messed up because, Maybe. Or it's kind of like when we play Mexico in the winter.
That's weird.
Dun, dun.
In Colorado or New England,
yeah.
Yes, agreed.
All other stadiums are booked out except for our snowy one. Sorry about that. Dun, dun, dun.
Other news has come out this week. The rumor of Manchester United are apparently looking for a new central midfielder. Declan Rice from West Ham is going to be their target in the summer. This brings about a lot of news. Will Pogba still be there? Will they sell him? Will they let him go? I can't remember when his contract is up. But I think this spells I think they are 100% going to get Declan Rice. They're starting. There's a reason it's starting now. They hope to put him off for the season a little bit. They hope to have West Ham have a bad season at the end of the season. Hey, Declan Rice, come on over to the red side of Manchester here, and we'll take you. And I think that spells the end for Pogba and his career at Man United.
I don't think it's the end. I think
you're probably going to pay 70, 80 million for Declan Rice, and I don't see Pogba sitting around wanting to play second fiddle.
Oh, he's not going to play second fiddle. I think they're completely different players. But the thing of it is I think they're hedging their bets. If they lose him, then they're okay. They have a Declan Rice. I'd say it spells the end for a Fred. I'd say it.
No, not Fred.
Not Fred.
Not Fred. No.
Yeah, Fred. Sorry, not Fred the Red, but the other Fred. Yeah. And a little bit weaning back on Mikitomi. And those two guys are the ones who are trying to play that defensive midfield spot. Pogba, you can stick him in various other little locations, and really, when you look at that midfield, you often have Pogba, Bruno, and Fred, Pogba, Bruno, Mikitomi, or any type of variations to those three. So I think Rice can come in and Pogba stays, but it also gives you insurance that if Pogba all of a sudden you can't sort it out, which maybe you can't, that is a possibility that you're not scrambling and you're not in trouble. I would say this probably marks if you get Rice, you're probably not going to get a Haaland next year, and Haaland will go somewhere else. Now, that might not be a bad thing with the way your forward lineup are playing with one Ronaldo and Cavani who can now then mentor a little bit. You might not. That might not be a bad thing. You might have the forward in the makings sitting there. Once Ronaldo and Cavani decide that they're going to be done within 2 years. So it might not be a bad thing that you don't go after Haaland. You might go. That's not worth it because of the players we have and the learning they can happen and of their age.
Yep. I'm going to sell you right now, folks, Nate Janulis at hotmail.com.
Yeah.
If you are a Man United fan and you heard that Nate does not want to go after Holland next summer.
That's not what I said.
Yeah, you
but
did. I'm pretty sure that's what you said. Nate Janulis at hotmail.com is his email address. He does not want Holland at Man United.
I said you had to make a choice. I said you had to make a choice, and you do. I mean, you're not going to get both players, but getting a reliable defensive midfielder, similar to what Chelsea had in order to be able to do what they do right now over a marquee forward when you have other forwards there, might not be a bad decision. Well, only saying that.
That leads us into our next little segment here, Nate. We're going to talk about games that are coming up this weekend, and yep, you mentioned it, Man United and Ronaldo. Ronaldo makes his return to Manchester United, his first time back in 12 years. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has confirmed that Ronaldo will take part in the match. We don't know if he'll start. We don't know if he'll come on for the last 20, 30 minutes. But he will take some part in the game. I believe the game is at Newcastle. No, I'm sorry. It's at home. Man United at home. So 10 a.m. Eastern time.
What position is he playing?
Ronaldo?
Yeah.
Well, he's going to be left out for a while, and then he'll probably come in left behind.
Defensive
he'll
mid?
be on the bench for a little bit.
I heard
and then
Fred
I'm assuming
can't play.
he'll come in for the last 25 minutes and do 17
Score
step
2 goals, wait, and then just walk off.
Yeah. So that game is Man United, Newcastle, today, 10 a.m. Eastern time. One of the games I'm looking forward to seeing and kind of seeing how Ronaldo makes his return there. They say he's in very good shape. He played in one of the World Cup qualifiers in Portugal. Then he came home. He went home back to England to train more and get ready for the upcoming Man United game. So good for you, Man United. Any other games, Nate, in the EPL that you're looking forward to? I know you're a Man United fan, and that's one of the games you'll be keeping an eye on. Any other games this weekend that stick out to you?
Arsenal, Norwich City.
Well,
because one of those teams are going to be pooping the bed, and I love a disaster.
Arsenal have not scored a goal this year. They're -9 goal difference. Dead last in the EPL at this point. They lose to Norwich, and I got a feeling Arteta might be out. You lose to Norwich, and you're now 0-4 in the beginning of the season. He could very well be on his way. That would
be great for a one sergeant to have like 2-3 goals in that game.
It's very interesting that Arsenal's biggest rival is Tottenham, and Tottenham are first in the Premiership. They are right now at the top of the league, 3 wins, just flying under Nuno Espirito. So I'm very happy that he's doing well there. I'm not a huge Tottenham fan, but I know Joe Carver is, so he's very happy.
Good on them. I mean, they've never sat on top of the table and then totally crapped the bed mid-year.
No,
it's never happened before. So I'm sure there is no disasters waiting to happen once they play some of the real teams in the league.
I'm also looking forward to Leicester City and Man City as they tee off today at 10 a.m. as well, Eastern time. Man City, can they continue that run? They had a lot of players this past week and a half disappear for international duty. Some of them will be sidelined due to quarantine protocols, and some of them picked up a few knocks. It'll be interesting to see how they handle that. The other game of the day that I'm looking forward to, 12:30 Eastern time, Chelsea Villa.
Why?
Aston Villa visit Chelsea. Chelsea.
Nobody likes those
Chelsea are an okay team. Villa are my team, obviously. And Villa have beaten Thomas Tuchel twice, by the way, in the last year. Out of 3 games, just letting you know. So, 2 wins out of 3 for Aston Villa against Thomas Tuchel and Chelsea. We'll see if we can do it again. No Christian Pulisic for Chelsea. He picked up that knock in the 60th minute of the U.S. men's national team at Honduras. Looked like he was just a bad knock on his leg, maybe a small twist of an ankle or something like that. Thomas Tuchel confirmed yesterday Pulisic will be out for 10 days. So that's going to be that's a shame for Pulisic, as he was doing very well, getting starts under Tuchel finally at Chelsea. So, yeah. And then tomorrow, Leeds and Liverpool. That'll be a good game. And on Monday, Everton, Burnley. Everton had a really nice run to start to the season, 2 wins and a draw under Rafa Benitez. So it'll be interesting to see how they continue and how they do. Also, our favorite Farmers League gets going again.
Talking about Serie A?
Nope. Not that one.
League One?
Nope. The Bundesliga. The Bundesliga. All right,
the
some
league
good games.
that's so bad that everyone wants to buy the players from. Go.
Yeah, it's so bad, but love that league.
So bad.
If you guys are not into the Bundesliga, I highly recommend you pick a team and get into it because, man, it is an awesome league to watch. Games this weekend coming up that I'm looking forward to. The first one right off the bat is Bayer Leverkusen and Borussia Dortmund. Borussia Dortmund flying this year so far. Bayer Leverkusen doing very well.
If you want to see goals, that's going to be the game. I mean, Bayer Leverkusen has scored 4 goals in the last 2 or 4 goals in each of the last 2 games. So someone's scoring there, and Dortmund has been playing very, very well as well and scoring a lot, so that should be high scoring.
Goals aplenty to come from that one.
Goals aplenty. Kicks off in about, what is it, 50 minutes from here?
Just under an hour from now. The other game of the day that I'm really looking forward to, Bayern Munich and RB Leipzig.
Yeah, that should be interesting because, Munich is Munich. Leipzig is a solid team as well with Marsch, and Marsch needs some wins, so here we go. Plus, it's a return home from Nagelsmann, so lots of little fun storylines there. We'll see how it goes. I'm hoping for a Leipzig victory because, hey, Jesse Marsch.
There you go. I like it. And the other game I'm looking forward to today from the Bundesliga is Fürth versus Wolfsburg. Wolfsburg sits top of that table right now. It's going to be interesting to see how Wolfsburg do and how John Brooks gets back in and does well.
Julian Green should be starting for Fürth as well.
You're right. 2 Americans.
Yeah, I'm going to skip that one, though, because that's going to be Wolfsburg pretty much punching Fürth in the face for a good, 90 minutes.
But can Wolfsburg continue that little run that they've been on?
Against Fürth? Yes. Against other teams, maybe not. Against Fürth,
happened.
Well, yeah, true. But I mean, it's Fürth. Yep. But I think Hoffenheim versus Mainz is going to be a solid game, and you might have Chris Richards, or you should have Chris Richards returning to the starting lineup for Hoffenheim after his loan spell from Munich. So that should be a pretty solid game, pretty fun to watch. Hoffenheim has been scoring a lot of goals as well. Mainz isn't doing too bad either, so that one should be pretty interesting if you turn over to Wolfsburg versus Fürth and realize that really Wolfsburg is just beating on Fürth.
Yep.
Like, any professional team beating on a Fürth team.
And then I'm sure tomorrow you were looking forward to Frankfurt versus Stuttgart.
Is there any other game? Tomorrow?
There's 2 other games tomorrow, but that's going to be the main one.
Sorry,
for you,
I'm
assuming
9:30. So right before your
what channel is that on, Nate?
ESPN Plus.
Looking for sponsorship?
All of them are ESPN Plus.
All these games are on ESPN Plus. ESPN Plus. You know where to find us for sponsorship.
If you want my real email address, I'll give it to you later. ESPN Plus. Sponsorship. Come on. No, I mean, Stuttgart versus Frankfurt should be a good match. Frankfurt hasn't won a game this season yet. Stuttgart's on a 2-game slide. So it should be a really solid match. Come be a Stuttgart fan.
Come be a Stuttgart fan.
We have great beer, wonderful festivals,
a
cool song. Pretzels are nice. Schweinenhax is good.
Well, there's a lot of other stuff. What I want to get to next, Nate, this is a fun little segment we're going to do. Before I do that, quick shout out to Mike Tyson. Not Mike Tyson, the boxer.
Wow. Mike Tyson?
But Mike Tyson, the Thundercats. He is watching and sharing our show, so I appreciate it, Mike.
Just out of curiosity, does he know Mike Tyson, the boxer?
No, he does not.
Oh. Can we pretend he's Mike Tyson, the boxer?
I do.
Does he have a tattoo on his face?
He tried to, but it washed off.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, well, things happen.
We're going to do goals of the week. So now we're going to need Adam, our producer in the box, to give us a little help here. We're gonna show you some goals that are coming up here. When you're ready, Adam, if you could show that first one. This is from Ferris State University Women's Soccer. Credit goes to Barrett Jones for this video.
Ooh, that's just mean.
I absolutely love this goal. I absolutely love this goal. I saw this on Twitter from Ferris State. Watch this.
Gotcha.
Beak, gotcha once. Wait a minute. Gonna get you again.
Gotcha.
Oh, ices a defender and then chips the goal. He goes up for 90. Oh my word!
Hands on hips, disappointment from the defender. Hands on hips.
Oh my word! That was, it's so simple, but man, I'm just a huge fan of this goal. So very nice goal there, and again, credit to Barrett Jones of Ferris State Athletics. The next one, this goal went viral this past week. It's from Memphis 901. They are a lower division team here. This is in like the 93rd minute, or something like that. Watch this goal. This wins the game. The last kick. So Barstool Sports, ESPN, you name it. You name a soccer outlet. They had this goal. Watch it again here. Ball comes in from a corner. Bloop. Oh.
Funny thing is, I was watching that game on ESPN Plus because I was, folding laundry.
The next one, folding laundry and watching soccer. I like that.
That's
the
how
next
you do
one is from local team Detroit City FC. This is a bit of a strange goal, actually. It's a bicycle kick. The ball gets crossed in, and Yazid Matthews goes to kick the ball, but kind of fluffs it a little bit, pops up, and then he just decides, you know what? I'm going to do a bicycle kick.
Did he get the assist as well?
He should have.
Because he literally
popped the ball
that's
up.
That's an assist and a goal.
Off his back heel.
Hey, you had assist and a goal. That's great. Yeah, at the same time. Wait, what?
Yeah. I don't think he could do that again if you gave him $1 million in the middle of a game. It was a really nice goal. Here's one I found last night while cruising around on Twitter. This comes from Northwestern University women's soccer. I just love the run. Starting right in the middle of the field. I mean, she got some pace here, but by defender, kicks the ball wide, slows down, creates space. Here comes the cross. She continues her run and finishes it.
Nice.
Just a solid goal.
Yep. Good work, way to keep the run going. Way to, get yourself in the box after it and keep the play, happening. So, hats off.
Yeah, I'm just
nice
a huge fan
as well.
of that. She doesn't give up after she crosses the ball out. After she pushes the ball out wide, and she gets in for the cross. Very nice goal there. Northwestern University women's soccer team who are on a very good run this year, from my understanding. Let's jump into our youth soccer segment, brought to you by Michigan Jaguars. The Michigan Jaguars are a fun, friendly family environment club for players of all ages. My daughter went out last night and played the junior Jags. So fun to watch. Hundreds of kids out there learning soccer, getting into it. Just an awesome atmosphere that the Jaguars provide for kids.
And I had my son actually started his first Pewee game because he's a bit younger.
Yeah.
And he had fun, so that's all it is. I mean, if they have fun, they want to do it again. That's half the battle at that age.
Yeah, get kids into soccer early. It's just getting them moving, kicking the ball, and they'll love it. Michigan Junior Jags is a great program, and there's several variations of that around the area. So jump on to MichiganJaguarsFC.com for more information there.
There's one in Canada, too.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, what's that, man?
I didn't know that.
Our friends to the north?
Yeah, they're the north.
Canada, yeah.
Well, here in Michigan, sometimes it
depends on where you're standing.
West,
but there's a,
And now one of my new favorite segments that we've been doing for the last couple of weeks is the Team of the Week, presented by We Are Soccer and Michigan Soccer Central. Team of the Week this week goes to the Michigan State University women's team. Michigan State University women's team. They're 4-0-2. Coached by Jeff Hostler. Recent victories over in-state rivals Oakland University, University of Detroit Mercy, Central Michigan University, and Eastern Michigan University. So team of the week for this week is Michigan State University women's team, as brought to you by We Are Soccer and Michigan Soccer Central. MSC, if you guys haven't checked out their podcast, go ahead and check out their podcast. Good group of guys. They had a great guest this past week. You should check it out. You can learn a ton if you listen to that podcast. Trust me.
Who is the guest?
It's me.
Oh. Nice.
Yeah, it was very good. I enjoyed doing their podcast. They interviewed me, and we said it was going to go for about 20 minutes, and Craig couldn't stop talking, so it went for about 45.
That's generally how those things go. Remember, anything we do is, we'll do 10, 15 minutes. 4 hours later.
Exactly. As I see Adam waving in the back, like, you guys got 5 minutes left. Wrap this up. Yeah, I get it, Adam. I know. All right. Next, coming up tonight, Detroit City FC, local pro team, take on New Amsterdam FC. Should be a good game. New Amsterdam FC, a very good team. I own one of their jerseys. And Detroit City FC used to play for them. Love
Do you own
that
any
club.
of their jerseys?
I own some of their jerseys.
Oh, nice.
You know something cool that they did?
No, tell me.
They actually sent me my jersey, sent a jersey to me, and all the players who played in the first year players at Detroit City, they sent us a game-worn jersey.
That's awesome.
That was pretty cool. So you'd think I do have a very nice soccer bar in my basement, and you'd think I would have hung it up, but out of laziness, I have not hung it up.
Yeah, I got something similar when the last game I played in Germany. All the guys gave me a jersey, signed it, and one day I'll hang that up too.
Yeah. I got several jerseys just like you. We need to hang up, and it's like, just lazy. I could do that today.
You just got to find a guy.
Yeah,
you got to find a guy. You got to get framed. You got to find a guy.
Yeah,
a frame guy.
I can't swing a hammer. I mean, I'm a soccer player and a
No, you need a frame guy. You need a specialist.
Yeah.
People are thinking I'm going to segue into something. No, I'm not. Yeah. But if you're a frame guy or a specialist, and you're looking to advertise, then we'll give you the real email.
Exactly.
ESPN Plus as well.
I'm pretty sure it's Nate Janulis at hotmail.com. We'll
Something along like that.
He's got a Twitter handle. You'll have to search for it.
I got a MySpace account. It's still active. And it's gonna pay off. Just you wait.
If you guys out there want to have your kids be one of the best soccer players around, there's only one place to go.
Yeah, there is only one, and it's close to a Chipotle.
That's number 3. He's mentioned Chipotle 3 times today. Just if you guys,
next
week this will be a drinking game, by the way.
I missed breakfast. I'm hungry.
Yes. Chipotle Nate has shown up. You need to go to Next Level Training with Aaron Bird, and you can find them at next-leveltraining.com. If you're looking to have your kid be one of the best players around and make it to Detroit City FC or to the U.S. men's national team, you got to start with Next Level Training. Kellen Acosta, who started in Honduras, went and still goes to Next Level Training. I know several of the Detroit City FC players have been to Next Level Training and continue to go. High-level college players from around the country come in to Next Level Training. Nate, you do not need to go to Next Level Training because I heard you scored 2 goals or a goal or something the other week, and you did really well. Mo Hijazi, our guest last week,
the legend
did not
speaks
stop
for
singing your praise. The legend, Mo Hijazi. Yes, he is. I tell you right now, folks, one of the smartest soccer men I have met is Mo Hijazi.
Oh, really?
Absolutely. I put him up against you any day.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because someone, I won't name names, said the USA was going to lose 3-1 to a Honduras team, and someone's reply was tort with then the follow-up, it's going to be a 4-0 win.
So you called that, and Mo kind of shit the bed. Okay, got it. But I'm sorry, if I got a team, I'm picking Mo to coach my team.
Okay.
Mo is a legend in the state of Michigan. You're getting there. Keep scoring those goals.
Yeah, I told Mo they announced a new coach at Dearborn, and they said he was one of the smartest soccer minds there was, according to Mo, and probably is. Who knows? And I went, Mo, my goal is for one day you to call me one of the smartest soccer minds. We're getting close.
He didn't reply back, did he? He just went radio silent for a while.
There was a LOL, which I think means look over likely to happen soon.
Yes, exactly. All right, folks, we're going to wrap it up today. Another edition of We Are Soccer is in the books. Thank you for joining on Twitter. Thank you for joining wherever you are on YouTube, Facebook. Appreciate it. Go ahead and give us a like and subscribe everywhere. You name the social channel, and we are there. Thank you again to Woodward Sports and Adam behind the scenes for all the love and all the work they do for us here at We Are Soccer. Thank you again to Tim Merritt, Ross Mortgage, Next Level Training with Aaron Bird, and the Michigan Jaguars. Appreciate the love, friends. Enjoy the games today. Jump on those channels I just talked about. Have your say. Put your thoughts out there. Put your predictions out there. We'd appreciate it. Nate, thank you again for joining. Appreciate it, buddy.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Until next week. Cheers.
Bro.